When people describe someone as the absolute best at what they do in a particular field, a simple way to do it is just to call them the GOAT. And another way to put it is to say that they're the Michael Jordan of that specific thing. For example, Gordon Ramsay is the Michael Jordan of chefs. Many people strongly believe that Tom Brady is without question the Michael Jordan of football.
Are we ready?
And we all know Ja Rule is the Michael Jordan of the rap game.
I guess not.
Well, you get my point. Oh wait, and here's another GOAT. Okay, I know he looks like some random old guy that you might see at the grocery store, but trust me, he's not. His name is Robin Thicke, and he's actually regarded as the greatest heckler of all time. No, seriously, you don't believe me? All you have to do is Google him and you'll see for yourself. And that's not the only thing he's done with his life. Most people who talk trash at sporting events usually is some random nobody, but this man is much higher on the food chain. Robin Thicke is an American attorney, a real estate broker, a former state legislator, and a political activist, but for some reason really enjoyed mentally abusing NBA players. When fans heckle at a game, their main goal is to try and get in the player's head, an effort to distract them, to get them to lose focus, and to frustrate them as much as possible. Yeah, Kevin Garnett and Gary Payton did do a fantastic job annoying their opponents, but the fans also want to get in on the action. I mean, it's called home court advantage for a reason. And here is one example if you need a better understanding of the objective.
KG, you're overrated! James Poser! James Poser! Lay on Rondo because you got no J! Lay on! Lay on! You got no jump shot!
All of that may be in good fun and all, but you better be careful because sometimes it might not go as planned.
Jeez!
And actually backfires by motivating the player even more. Like the time when Kobe and the Lakers were visiting Boston for Game 4 in the 2010 NBA Finals. If you listen closely, you can hear a couple of fans shouting at Bryant. But that's equivalent to shaking a tree and having an angry black mamba fall out of it. And you know what they say, actions speak louder than words.
12 wins with the Lakers. Shot clock down to 5. Bryant drills a three-pointer. Fourth three of the game for Kobe Bryant. The Lakers back up.
Kobe wasn't fazed at all and came back down the court again, basically in the same area, and drills another one.
And a guy still consistently makes. That's disheartening.
Tries it again. Does it again. Back-to-back threes for Kobe Bryant. And the Lakers go up by 4.
The Hecklers instantly knew they messed up big time, and that assassin look Kobe had in his eyes says it all. There's also the time when the purple shirt guy made a huge mistake going after D-Wade. And who could forget when Chris Bosh's girlfriend went at LeBron and basically cost Toronto the game. But my personal favorite one was when Dame and the Portland Trail Blazers were in Orlando facing the Magic. Dame was struggling in the entire first half, but thanks to a heckler behind their bench, Lillard did not play around anymore.
But they had a guy, behind their bench that just kept running his mouth. He just kept running his mouth and running his mouth. And I told him, I said, you're going to get them in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for this. And he kept on talking. And in the second half, I ain't hear a word from him. So, that's that.
Every one of those are hilarious, but those are all one-time occurrences. This guy has a heckling resume. His antics happened on a consistent basis, which made him legendary. For 13 years, Robin Thicke had season tickets to the Washington Bullets home games, now known as the Wizards. And every single game he attended, he sat right behind the visiting team's bench with only one goal in mind: irritate the opponents so much in hopes that it might give the Bullets any edge possible. It all started when he was given the opportunity to work out with the world champ, Muhammad Ali. And just by listening to the way the man talked, he was inspired. Quote, "Muhammad Ali made me realize that being outspoken can be a good thing. So Ficker decided to put in the work to become the most obnoxious heckler he can be. Before every game, he would look up who the Bullets were playing to see who his next victim was. He would try and read up on every player to find out any information on them as much as possible, and wouldn't go to the game unless he came prepared. And let's just say his outrageous behavior got him in a lot of trouble. Throughout his heckling career, he's had several Warriors players pour Gatorade all over him, Isaiah Thomas throw a shoe at him, Utah Jazz head coach Frank Layden spit on him, and on another occasion, Coach Layden actually took a swing at him because Ficker said he was the worst dressed coach in the league, and Karl Malone had to hold him back. LaSalle Thompson also spat on him, and Kevin Duckworth, who was one of the biggest guys in the NBA, charged behind the bench to confront him just because he didn't like the way Ficker was staring at him all game. But perhaps the craziest story happened in 1993 when the Phoenix Suns were facing the Chicago Bulls in the NBA Finals. Charles Barkley knew that going up against Jordan would be a tough task, so he got on the phone to ask for a little help. He actually contacted Robin Ficker because he knew just how annoying he can be. Barkley offered to pay for his plane ticket to Phoenix before a finals game and pay for his seat that was strategically right behind the Bulls bench just so he can trash talk Jordan the whole game. And Ficker made sure to come with some ammo. Remember, this was the time during Michael Jordan's gambling situation and decided to use that to taunt him. Quote, "I brought these huge playing cards, dice, and a bunch of dollar bills. During the game, I'm dealing Jordan a hand and asking him what he wants to bet, and he's turning around just shaking his head. It was fun." He managed to distract Jordan for a little bit, but Barkley would not get his money's worth, as Ficker was kicked out of the game in just the first quarter. Eventually, his antics would become so absurd that even the Washington Bullets themselves grew tired of it, and without warning, moved his seat that he sat in for many years away from the opposing bench because he kept interfering with the players and coaches, and that didn't go over too well with Ficker. So ultimately, in 1998, he stopped going to the games altogether. He did eventually make a surprise return many years later in 2014 for a playoff game between the Washington Wizards and the Indiana Pacers, and some people spotted him behind the Pacers bench, of course, with what looked like a whiteboard, and appeared to be taking fan requests to write down on the board, and at one point questioned Roy Hibbert's stamina. And this is what Hibbert had to say after the game during an interview. Quote, "He woke me up. He said I was tired. He got me going, and I let him hear it," as the Wizards lost the game and eventually the series. While Drake was having some of his own heckling episodes last year in the 2019 playoffs, Ficker said he was actually rooting for Drake to keep going because he wanted Golden State to finally get knocked off, and suggested that Drake should take aim at Steph because he said he used to get under Del Curry's skin successfully for many years. Nowadays, Ficker spends most of his time at Maryland wrestling matches, doing what he does best.
Goodbye, baby, in the treetop. When the bell breaks, the cradle will drop.
Even to this day, his consistency in the craft of heckling is unmatched. Alright guys, let me know what you think about the notorious Robin Ficker. Make sure to comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
You guys suck so bad that Nike should take your shoes away.